me. I am trying to make a video here, and the lighting, it's a whole thing. I'm either neon from the sun, or I'm like in the shadows. How do people do it? I don't get it. I don't know what to do. I've been bouncing around my house from place to place, and nowhere is good. I have good lighting for videos nowhere. I've got things all around me. Things that I'm working on, things that are gonna be in the shop this Friday. What's a girl to do? I don't know. So I will sit here and drink my coffee and ponder a little longer. Hello and good morning. My name is Taralynn. I am the owner and dyer of Playful Day Yarns, and I am coming to you from Sonoma County, California. And today I just wanted to show you some things that I've been working on, as well as some things that will be going into my update that's coming this Friday. This is my first YouTube video, although I've been wanting to do it for a very long time, which I hear from a lot of people when they first start YouTube. I think it probably takes a bit of, well, I know it takes some courage to slap your face on videos for everybody to see. But here I am, I'm doing it. I've got my big girl pants on today, and we are gonna do this. So, cheers. And let's get started. Okay, we're just gonna jump right into socks. I am mostly a sock knitter. It is what I started knitting with or on, and it is still primarily what I mostly knit. When I first, well, I did a couple of washcloths first, and then I just jumped right into socks actually. These, I know my lighting is really like, it's either too bright or too dark, but we're working with it. There you can see the difference in the shadow and the light, I guess, right? This was a sock set I had around Christmas in my Christmas update, holiday update, I guess it was a holiday update, called Clara, sock set called Clara on, I think this one was on, I had merino tweed and BFL tweed. I don't remember what one this one was. I think it might have been BFL tweed actually. But I sold this as a sock set. The only difference is, oh my gosh, it's so bright, sorry guys. I will figure out the lighting thing eventually. Is this color right here was actually different than what the set was, but it was very similar. So I went in my stash and I found this color, which was again very similar to the one that was in the shop. But I really liked the way that this cute little color came out. Sorry, it's so blown out. There we go, a little bit. Anyway, I use a 9-inch circular needle when I knit my socks. I've never used anything else, so I don't know. I have nothing else to compare it to, although someday I would love to learn how to use DPNs just because. I think it would be fun to learn. I cast on 64 stitches, which is always, again, my recipe, 64 stitches. I never count rows, truth be told. For the cuff, I usually just eyeball it. And then when I start on my next one, I just eyeball it. And if they look about the same, then we're good, right? We're good. I did a 1x1 rib, and then I switched to a 2x2 rib, and then I switched to a 3x1 rib. Which, as I was gathering my projects to share today, I realized that apparently has been my go-to sock pattern, if you will. Anyway, I have these done. I'd like to start a little collection of my holiday socks. I don't know how many pairs I have, but my holiday socks are usually not like very in-your-face Christmas. They're kind of, I like to say they're more like a whimsical Christmas, or a whimsical holiday, I mean. But I'll have some traditional ones thrown in there too. But I love holiday, my holiday update. It's always my favorite. It's the funnest to die. Anyway, so there's those all done. This was another holiday sock that I knit up. It is not my yarn. It is Freckled Whimsy, her Advent skein. So this is just a tube, as you can see. Apparently I couldn't be bothered to stop and put in a heel. So I was just knit, and then put in a toe. And this color was just one that I had of my own. I have pretty long toes, actually. So when I do start the toe, I think most sock patterns have you go, after you're done with the pattern, you go immediately to decreasing. But I knit for, I don't know, about 4 or 5 rows before I start doing the decrease. And so, oh my gosh, I'm shaking. Can you see that? Is that the coffee or nerves? Probably both. Snowy, it's okay. I'm sorry. Snowy, it's okay, baby. It was just me. Okay. Snowy over there. She's 15 years old. She's 15 years old, and if she hears anything, she barks. And I think she just heard my ring on my coffee mug, so I apologize. That is loud. We're fine. We're fine. Anyway, I realize this looks a little odd at the end, but that's just what happens when you do a ribbed sock. What is this? It's a 2x, no, I did a 3x1 rib, right? Yes, this entire thing is 3x1. Nope, take that back. Also 2x2 rib and for the cuff, and a 3x1 rib for the, what do you call it, body of the sock. I have my second sock started. I'm pretty far. Where am I actually? I'm about here. Started from here. I'm about here with my second sock, and that one's in the car. So once I get those done, I will be doing a afterthought heel. I actually have a nice little pile of socks that need afterthought heels. I don't know what I'm waiting for. I do know what I'm waiting for. I've never done an afterthought heel. So that's a whole nother video. I will show you sometime all my socks that need afterthought heels, and maybe you guys can help me out with an afterthought heel recipe that you like or something. But again, different time. Oh, okay, let's jump into this one. This is this I got as a gift from my dear friend. And she sent me yarn as a gift. Let's start here. She sent me yarn as a gift. I got 3 skeins of this and 3 skeins of this. And this is the linen quill from Pearl Soho. I'm sure if you watch podcasts, you've probably heard of this yarn and the pattern of the half and half triangles wrap. So she sent me yarn, and she got yarn for herself that we would knit together. Yay. She's so good at doing things like that, little knit-alongs amongst us. So the yarn, how to explain the yarn? The yarn is lovely. I think one of the things that was so appealing to it right off the bat is it just felt different. It just felt different than, you know, my traditional sock yarn or traditional sock yarn that you get from a lot of hand dyers. It has a bit of a halo. There's something about it when I was knitting with it that reminds me a little bit of like a singles. It gives me that vibe. And I don't know if it's maybe the kind of halo, but it's super pretty. I mean, even this one, like you can, I don't know if you can kind of see, but there's like very subtle little, it's like a sea blue, but there's little subtle pieces of, I don't know, gray purple almost. It's so pretty. So I have started, we're probably about at the same place actually, Britt and I. So essentially it's going to be a giant square, and in the center, so it's a giant square, and then separated, or two triangles. This triangle up here will be one color, and this triangle down here will be another color. But it'll be all one piece, and here you can kind of see the triangle forming. It's big. It's big. Ooh. So yeah, the triangle will keep going this way, and then I apparently will attach and keep going. I don't know, we'll find out. But it's been lovely. It is, I've been jumping around between knitting this and knitting socks and also knitting like cotton dishcloths. And when I take a break from this and I am knitting something else, I keep wanting to come back to this. Okay, the colors, the light's shifting. It got brighter, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. There. It's fine, we're just gonna keep going. And my hands keep craving this. And one of the things that I think it might be is, I don't know if it's a combination of how loose I'm knitting it with just the yarn itself, but it's very slippery. And there's just like no tension at all. I don't think I'm a tight knitter. I don't think I'm a tight knitter. I think I'm a average knitter. It's just different. It feels just different. Anyway, so I would recommend the yarn. I'd recommend this project. One thing to say though, as far as like feel, I'm semi-sensitive to yarns. I can't wear woolly wool yarns. Although there are some things that I just kind of, they're so cute, I just wear them anyway, a sweater or two. But if you are sensitive, I don't think that this would be a good choice for you. It's not, I feel like a few little things, you know what I'm saying? But if you are sensitive, it might not be the one. I guess I'm semi-sensitive. And yeah, I have a couple sweaters that are totally itchy and feel like pricklies all over my neck when I wear them. And by the end of the day, I'm like red, but I wear it anyway because it's warm and cute, and that's just what happens. Anyway, okay. My next cast on is going to be this yarn, which is by, it says Bespoke Botanicals by Raveled Sleeve. It's a 75, no, it's an 85% superwash merino and a 15% nylon, but it is dyed by ecoprint. I'm gonna say ecoprint. It doesn't say what it was dyed with, but I don't know. I think it would have, she must have, like, here's what I imagine, that it was a plain skein of yarn and maybe speckled or what's this called? Sprinkled fresh flowers or dry flowers. I think onion skin might dye yellow. I don't know. Over it, and then did the magic of dyeing, of natural dyeing, and here we are. So I'm very excited. I'm going to, when I wrote it down because I knew I was going to forget. I'm going to be knitting the Wood Nymph pattern by This Handmade Life, which has a bit of lace that I'm really not familiar with doing much lace at all. So I think it'll be nice. I think it'll show the lace off nicely with having like a little bit of color in there, so it won't be completely solid, but I'm excited. I'm excited to see. Also, I feel like I always heard from here and there that natural dye can't be dyed on superwash wool, on superwash yarn. I don't know if maybe that's just a preference, is kind of what I'm starting to think. This is superwash, and that looks like natural. It is naturally dyed with eco print. I don't know. Look at all that cuteness in there. So, can it be done? Can it be done? I think it can. I think it can. P.S. I dyed a very large pot of mini skeins, non-superwash mini skeins, 80% non-superwash merino with 20% recycled nylon, a new base I'm trying out. But I last night dyed it with avocado skins and pits. So I'm kind of excited to go look later today and see how that's turning out. Anyway, okay, now let's move on to, I shouldn't have showed you that first. Come on, Taralynn, there's a way of presenting this stuff properly. Okay. Sock blanks. Have you heard of sock blanks? Do you know sock blanks? Have you ever used a sock blank? I don't know how long it was ago, maybe 2 years or so. Sock blanks were kind of making the rounds. Okay, I grabbed a pair of socks that I had made a while ago, and the sock blank I had purchased from Sweet Sparrow Yarns. I'm sorry, these were in my dirty sock pile, but here they are. Cute, cute. I like to say that when you make socks with a sock blank, they're typically sisters, not twins. Here's a sock blank. This was my sock blank. That I dyed, and it was probably twice as long as this, maybe. I don't know, I'll also show some in a bit. And the socks I made from this are here. Nope. Can you see? If I can get a little bit closer. There we go. This was also a 2x2 rib with 64 stitches on size 1 needle. And then I moved to a 3x1 rib. You can kind of see when you work with a sock blank, let's show. You essentially find one of the sides. There's a loose piece of yarn on each side, actually. There's one here too. But one side will pull very clean on the corners. Let me show you, by the way. This is like one of the most satisfying feelings. And I know this might come with a little like PTSD for some of us because it's like pulling out our knitting, but this is different because you're supposed to, so it feels much better than that. I love it. But see what I mean? Watch. Do you see how the corner just pulled clean? If you are starting to pull on the other side, I want to show you guys this because this makes a big difference. If you pull from one side, the wrong side, I guess, watch what happens. You see? It's not the end of the world, but what it will require you to do if you pull from that end, watch what's gonna happen again on this side. See? It will require you to, like move the yarn underneath, and that's going to be a big drag. So if you're getting that issue, flip it over, and the other side is the side that you want us to be working on, because it will just be nice and clean. So I just knit straight from this. I would just kind of cast on my stitches and just knit, 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 and I just carry this around as though it was my ball. And as I go, I just pull and knit and pull and knit. And it is so fun to see how it knits up. If you have one where the colors are very subtle like this, it will knit up kind of more like so. Let's show some, shall we? So I can knew what I mean. Actually, I'm going to keep that on. Okay, this one is number 2. By the way, I have going in the shop this Friday. We're going to move along because how long has it been? I don't even know. I've stopped and started so many times. This Friday at 5:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, I will be having a little update. I made these sock blanks, it feels like months ago, probably not that long, but I've been kind of waiting, not for any real reason, but I just haven't listed them yet. So I have 16 of them, which isn't a lot. What else to say? I have some of them that are, this one is number 2. Oops. But they're so pretty. I love this way that I dyed them up. They were just so fun to make. So if this one that has less contrast, you'll get something kind of more like this, right? Can you kind of imagine? And then, by the way, that's number 2. I'm not going to show each one, but then there's one like this, which is number 1. So pretty. I think another thing that would be pretty pretty to knit with this would be a section of a scarf or a shawl. So pretty. I just love them. I really, really do. I really, really do. I'll have to fold these up later, and I will just show you 2 more maybe. I'll show you this number 5 because this has a lot of contrast to it. Yeah. Oops. The lighting's probably best up there, huh? What I say? What one's this? Number 5. Also, this is fingering weight yarn, and it is the same amount of yarn as in a 100 gram skeins. These are all 100 grams. So what is it? 437-ish yards. Yeah. Let's do one that's kind of more. This one's number 11. This one has some blue. There. So as you can see, it's cohesive, but it's not, you know, what's the word? The sides aren't identical. It's not identical. Your socks will be different. So if that is something that bothers you, which doesn't bother me at all, I mean, if I'm grabbing for socks, I don't mind at all if they don't match. Doesn't bother me one bit. My husband, however, it would drive him nuts. He would never wear 2 socks that were different. So I get both. Yeah. Oh, one more thing, or a couple more things. So those will be in the shop this Friday. I also, over the Christmas break, was doing some things in my shed, and I had noticed that I still had a lot of dye left over from my holiday update. And I was just needing a little creative fix, so I made some mini sets with the leftover dye. So you can kind of see, I think they're kind of similar. After I took pictures and I was comparing them, they look, you could see how it has the kind of the same vibe, sorry, as some of the things from the update. But I am calling it Hello January, although I guess I could have called it Christmas in January or something, but they were really fun to make. And this is the set. Here, I'll start this one. And they all have some speckles, speckly things going on. So it's I guess like a teal blue green, kind of a, I don't know, pink with some bright yellows, some pink red speckles. This one is kind of an overall, it doesn't really look it, but it's a little on the like greenish, very light greenish side. Can you tell that at all? With some, oh here, that worked. That one's really pretty. I like that one a lot. That one too. I really liked them all. It was really fun. It took me literally like the whole day to knit. I mean, to dye these up. I don't know. I took my time and I would come back and put a little something and then walk away and then come back and put something else and walk away and come back and flip. It was a very slow dyeing process with these, but it was fantastic. I loved every second. I loved every second of making these. So I only have 9 sets, however. So be forewarned, I only have 9 sets of these Hello Januaries. A couple other things. I'll fix that later. Put that together later. I actually, oh, sorry, Snowy. I didn't have a whole set for myself, but these will be for me. I am missing this one. Yes, I'm missing this one. I didn't have enough. I don't have a full set for me, but I do have these. So these will go in my mini skein stash. Okay. A few other things. I had the pre-order of the tweed, and I dyed up some extras when I did the pre-order, so that way I can put some in the shop. I don't know exactly, but I don't know, maybe like 9 of these, which are cupcake confetti in the Playful Day tweed. This is a really popular one, and it's really sweet. I feel like when you just look at it, you think, is it dyed at all? But one of these days I will have to compare a undyed skein, because as soon as you put it next to an undyed skein of the Playful Day tweed, which has these little fun tweedies, you can see it right away. The base itself is very, very cool, and I just like to warm it up, and it just turns into this like very, 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 very pale pearl, almost pearl. I want to say, I don't know. It's called cupcake confetti. I think it's just named perfectly. And this were the socks I made with my own pair with a cupcake confetti a while ago. This was a cupcake confetti sock set that I had in the shop quite a while ago, but also just to give you an idea of, I didn't follow a pattern on these. I just put some stripes in as I felt. But fun, very fun. This one actually was made with 3 minis, as I can see. Like here's the cupcake confetti, and then I sold it with 1, 2, 3 minis, which I do sometimes, just because I think I don't know, I like to have multiple colors to play with. So I have maybe about 9 of these-ish. I have just a couple of the evergreen tweed and a couple of the olive grove tweed. A couple, I wish I had the numbers written down, but I want to say maybe like 3-ish, 7-ish, 6-ish, something like that. So not a lot. I actually had planned on dyeing up more of those, but I left the yarn in 20 skeins in yarn to soak, which I soak before I start to dye. And I completely forgot about it over the holiday, and I went back there and they'd been sitting for, 10 days or something. So all that yarn ruined. They weren't even given a chance to live. 2 more things, and then that will be it for me today. That will be in the shop this Friday is Merino DK and Apple Blossom. This DK has 115 grams, 248 yards. This has been the DK I've had around the longest. The skeins are very long, they're very squishy. I have 5 of these maybe. I love this color. I will be dyeing up more of this color on some sort of base at some point. It's just kind of a clay / nude pink. I don't know, it's just really pretty. I think like it would just, I don't know, I love it. I love this color. Apple Blossom. And I have, gosh, maybe 9 or 10 of these, which is the Merino Worsted. This is 100% Merino, non-superwash, 218 yards, 100 grams, in my colorway Puddle. I was doing a special order for a lovely customer, and she wanted it on superwash yarn. And I accidentally dyed it up on non-superwash yarn, and as I was dyeing it, realized, whoops. So I just kept dyeing it, dyed hers up, and have been holding on to these to pop in the shop. So these are really sweet too. Puddle. This is one of my, an older color of mine. Very pretty. The non-superwash, this one in particular, is so soft. Like, it's lovely. It feels great. So, and I have some other things, but I think I'm gonna call it there. The longer this video is, the more I will cringe when I watch it back, the higher chance that I won't ever post it. Okay, let's just look at this number 14 for a hot second because she's a cutie. 14. How fun is that one? Super cute. Super cute. Super cute. I don't know how I'm going to wrap these for you guys. Maybe I could I was thinking of maybe, I could probably put like one of my bands around it, maybe. I don't know. I have to figure out how to wrap these. Anyway, like I said, I think they'd be great for socks. They'd be fun. You could put in a blanket, for a shawl. It's going to create more of like an abstract, so keep that in mind. But I think that's what's part of the fun about it. And yeah, I think that's all. Anyway, I did it. I did it. Okay. I will close it up there. Thank you for spending time with me and visiting with me and allowing me to chat with you if you've made it this far. And look, now that the sun is out, the lighting is kind of better and not like in my face. Look, I can show you. These, look. These little lovelies. I'd also like to talk about heels at some point. But again, for another day. Okay. Oh, and another note on the, so as you're unraveling it, you get those little curly, those little like, people call them like top robin bits. So it looks, which this is just a knit stitch, but you can see it kind of has that texture to it. Once I wash these and wear them, or once I wear them, and I don't block my socks, but if you were to block, that will chill out. That will become, you know, more of like a smooth type knit. That little texture is from, because you're not knitting from a smooth yarn, you're kind of knitting from that yarn that kind of goes, you know, twisty twirly. Again, it's something to embrace as just part of the experience. I love knitting from sock blanks. I love knitting from sock blanks. They are just, I mean, I think that is so yummy. I love them. So anyway, it's just, yay. Okay. I do not know even how to upload a video to YouTube, but we are going to go give it our best shot. I'm going to be cleaning up my little pile here. I have to take my dogs to go get groomed today. Check on the avocado yarn and pick up my kids from school, take my daughter to ballet, feed them after school lunch. All the things. Okay, that'll be it for today. And until next time, take care. And I hope you're having an okay January, better than okay January. Actually, it's been kind of a hard winter for me. I don't know if it was, I don't even know. I normally am not really affected by winter or dark weather, rainy weather, but this year in particular, for whatever reason, we have had an especially very wet, lots of rain, lots of gray days, and instead of kind of embracing it as feeling cozy, it just felt very sad. So, but I've been feeling better the past couple of days, so that's great. All I have to say, big hugs if you've been having the Januaries or any, you know, winter blue feeling. Big hug to you. And hang in there. It will turn around. And the spring will be here before we know it. I love the spring. I love the spring. So, I mean, that's when all flowers grow. It's the best. Okay, that's all. It was really nice visiting with you guys, and yeah, till next time. Bye.